Hey y'all, it's Kelly from Dixie Darlins, and today I've got another fun layering foil tutorial for y'all. But hold up, it's different than the last one you saw me do. So the last one I did was a full foil wrapped over a full foil. That's a lot of words, y'all. So this time, I'm actually gonna do a full foil, and then CD Southern Belle Glitter has these fun little mesh strips, y'all, and I don't even know what they're called. I just knew they are so cool that I had to have them, and it was like priority one on my list when I got them to start playing with them. So I'm actually going to take this beautiful snakeskin holographic foil that she had, and y'all, when I saw it, I knew that I could not break this pattern up. I knew it had to be the full cup. I was like, I cannot disturb this pattern. It's beautiful as it is. And then when I took one of these mesh strips and laid it over there, y'all, I'm not going to tell y'all a lie, I was freaking out. It was the perfect additive touch to this. You can add these things to so many different things. You can put them over vinyl, you can put them over foil, you can put them over glitter, you can use them as your base. I mean, y'all, I've got other cups that are coming with tutorials, and I'm kind of obsessed with these. So I'm trying to curb my enthusiasm a little bit for y'all today, because you know how I am when I get excited about stuff. I can't help it. I just have to bring it to y'all. And I know I start talking faster, but y'all, I love these. And this cup, it is so easy to do. If you can get the foils wrapped on this cup with those double-sided adhesive sheets, you add this little strip over here, and y'all, these little strips of mesh foil, I don't even know what they're called really, y'all. But if you lay those over there, and they're so easy to do, and they add so much depth and dimension, which y'all know is exactly what I'm always looking for in a cup. And this is a basic thing to do, I promise. I know that sometimes I think stuff's basic, but this really is, y'all. You can use Mod Podge, you can use Tack It, you can use any kind of adhesive, lay it down, lay these mesh overlays down, and y'all, they are beautiful, I'm telling you, and it's so easy to do. So I promise y'all, this is just gonna be a quick little easy tutorial, and you guys are gonna see. And this cup, I'm gonna have a real hard time letting go of. It's probably gonna be sitting back here on this shelf because I am obsessed with it. I couldn't even bring myself to put a decal on it to hide anything. So totally in love with this. I will link all the products that I use in the description box below. So y'all make sure to check out those links, as well as some discount codes. Y'all don't forget those discount codes, okay? So you can save 10%. And then I'm gonna go ahead and preface this. If you're watching this video as it comes out, Cindy is back ordered at Southern Belle Glitter on these mesh strips, but there is a waiting list. So if you go click on the image, even though it says sold out, she's gonna give you an option to join the waiting list. There are more en route. They will be here, and they may even be here by the time I release this tutorial, but make sure if they're not, you hop on that waiting list. And how that works is you basically join the waiting list. When the product gets there, she invoices you. You have 24 hours to respond and pay your invoice, and then they'll be shipped out to you. So it's just a fun way where you guys can actually get on the waiting list and still get the product in your hand, and it's coming soon, I promise. So I wanted to go ahead and put that out for y'all, but I'm telling you, these are so worth the wait. Y'all are gonna love these. I hope y'all do. I mean, I know I get super excited about something sometimes, but I really think y'all are gonna love these, and they're so fun, and they're not messy, y'all. So if when you're adding gold foil and flakes and stuff like that, this is like, they're already in a strip. No mess, y'all, no mess. Y'all know me, I love that. So anyway, I hope that you guys enjoy it. Thank y'all so much for watching, and join my Dixie Darlins Tumblers Facebook group, y'all. That's where I love to hear from you. If you're not a member of that, I have so much fun. We talk about all things. I know it says Dixie Darlins Tumblers, but we talk about all things girl related. And there's some guys in there, don't let me forget them, because they don't like to feel left out. But we've mainly talk about girl kind of stuff in there, and tumblers, of course. So join me over there. And then if you enjoy my tutorials, please hit the subscribe and the bell button so you don't miss my future tutorials. Thank y'all so much for watching, and I hope you enjoy it. So I'm starting today with actually the 17-ounce all-in-one from Craft Haven. This has a screw-on lid, y'all, that's leak-proof. I really like this, and I decided to just do this a little bit different. I still cut my sheet of double-sided adhesive tape here. I cut it in the 9.35 by 8.1. I knew there was going to be a little bit of overlap because this cup is thinner than the 20-ounce skinny that I normally do, but I was just going to trim this off. Since there's no template here, you can basically, you know, like you can size it to the cup, but I thought for the sake of this, I usually have them all cut the same because I've been using that skinny ounce, the 30-ounce skinny straight. So I thought I'm just going to trim off the excess here. So you can see I'm just pulling my little flap here. I'm going to fold that down, and then I'm just going to roll the cup onto that little strip where the adhesive is showing right there. So I basically just roll my cup right onto that little strip, and because I've already lined it up, It's going to lay just right onto that little strip, and then I'm going to turn the cup over and press that down and then pull out that little flap. You guys will see once I get it on there, I'm just going to make sure that it's lined up still, it's still square on the cup, and then I just pull that little flap and I'm going to press the cup down on the mat. And if you haven't seen some of the other tutorials where I've done these double-sided adhesive sheets, this is really easy to do this way. I thought maybe I could try it with vinyl. Doesn't work so well. But with these double-sided adhesive sheets, just pressing down against that adhesive sheet on the mat, it goes on there very, very smooth. So once I've got that done, I'm just going to press down any areas that look like they may be hanging over, and then I'll press down that seam, and then I'm just going to trim that excess off before I go in to lay my foils. So obviously here I knew that I was going to have a thicker overlap here that I was going to trim off, but I had just cut a bunch of these sheets, so I just ended up using the same size and thought I'll just trim off a little bit extra here. And you can see I'm just running my craft knife right along that seam where they still meet up, but I don't have the overlap right there. And then I'm going to go into laying these beautiful snakeskin foils that I cannot wait for y'all to see. And they're actually called Miranda. They are from Southern Belle Glitter. She named them Miranda. They reminded her of Miranda Lambert. And so I'm just going to take my little weeding pin here and pull that off. Anywhere you see like a little bubble, I kind of just poke the end of my weeding pin in there, and then use the paper that's still on there to kind of press that out. And then I'm going to go in and I'm just going to lay my cup right down on those foils, y'all, and roll it around just like I did when I was putting the sheet on the cup. So I kind of start here. You can see I've left the backing on where not very much of the tape is exposed. And I just lay that down right there. And I'm going to do this the same way as almost like when you're vinyl wrapping a cup. I'm going to use the pressure of me placing the foils on the cup to remove that extra backing there that's on the double-sided adhesive tape. So you can see as you're working your way around, it's just kind of pulling that backing off where I was like exposing the double-sided adhesive tape. And it just seems to work really well that way. It seems to get I get a really smooth connection. You can see there where the paper is, and basically just pressing that down is pulling off the backing at the same time. So that seemed to work really well on this cup for me. And then I'm just going to take my burnishing tool here and I'm just going to run it mainly around the top and the bottom, because those tend to be the places that it doesn't want to transfer from the carrier sheet to the cup. But you can see here, like literally I have not even barely rubbed the center of this, and the transfer of these sheets is just so perfect, y'all. And this is just a little wooden tool that comes with the rub-on transfers from Southern Belle Glitter. She's actually going to have these available at some point where you use, but it's basically just like a popsicle stick. It's just anything that applies kind of that consistent pressure to it, and any little areas that want to lift up. You can see I'm just kind of going back and just doing one little pass through that, but mainly at the top and the bottom there. And because that tends to be where it doesn't want to stick necessarily to the tape as well, because sometimes you may get a crease or something like that. But other than that, I'm just going to work my way around the cup. But you can see it's coming off fairly easy here. Like I said, these stick to the double-sided adhesive sheets really, really well. And then once I've gotten the foils placed on the cup, I just go right into a layer of epoxy. I do not seal this, y'all. So I'm going to go in with about 15 milliliters of Counterculture's medium viscosity. I'm going to do a coat of this, and I'm going to let this dry for about 6 to 8 hours before I come back in with this mesh strip. And y'all, these foils, I mean, like literally you wouldn't even have to do anything else to this cup, really. It's so pretty. These foils make such a beautiful design. And then you can see the gold's got like a little holographic sparkle in there. So I am loving these foils. I knew that I was going to do something to kind of camouflage the seam a little bit. I wasn't sure when I actually first did it if I was going to do glitter or these mesh. But then once I laid them on there after the foil was actually on the cup, I knew that was exactly what I wanted to do. So then after I've let this dry, I am just going to go in with a strip of these mesh foil sheets, y'all, or strips, I guess. So this is the Southern Belle glitter adhesive, the foil adhesive that I use. But basically with these, you guys, y'all can use anything. You can use Mod Podge. You can use any kind of, you could even use the spray adhesive. So any kind of adhesive really will these little things will stick to. It's not near, they're not near as sensitive as the foils are. So I'm just going to apply a thin coat here. I'm going to press them down on the cup. I do take my heat gun, y'all, just to speed up the process. So I know I get a lot of questions from people that use Crystalac about the heat gun, not using heat. You definitely don't have to do this. You can just allow it to dry. And then just place the foil, the little mesh strip down on there, and it'll stick right to it. And then I actually am going to take another piece and cut it in half, and I'm going to apply that to the side of it. So it's kind of just the way I wanted to work the design on. But y'all, you could put this, you could wrap the whole cup in this. It would be super cool too. And then once I've ensured that it's turned from that white to that transparent color, I know that it's ready to stick this on, and I'm just laying these on there. And y'all, this adds so much depth on here. Had I known how much depth they really add, I probably would have possibly done 2 coats of epoxy in between, just to even give it more of like a 3D effect. So just because I was just kind of starting to play with these little mesh strips, but looking back, I probably would have done 2 coats just to add a little bit of thickness in there, but still, they turned out so beautiful. Look, y'all, like there's no lifting. Like once they're on there like that, they're stuck and they are just perfect. And I'm just going to go back in with my craft knife and trim off the end, the top and the bottom. Super, super easy to trim. The little mesh strips do not make a mess. They're really easy to get lined up and, make the perfect little cut over them. And then anywhere you can see that I might not have gotten the adhesive really well, I can just go back through there. I'm just taking my little paintbrush that I painted on originally, and that was really just what was left on there. Heat it up a little bit, or you don't even have to heat it up. It'll stick if you just naturally let it dry. But they're just so easy. They just stick right down to it. I'm like, these are really, really easy. What a great way to add some depth to this cup. And this is just, for me, this was just the start. I was like, okay, I don't want to do anything else to this cup because I want you guys to see how basic it is where to add these. But there are so many things and layers and other things that you can add on to this that I promise you I will be playing with going forward. And you can see I'm basically just running that craft knife right down through there and kind of placing it right where I want it to cut. And it's so easy, y'all. These cut really easy. You can even just basically take your scissors and kind of run them down through there and then trim off kind of the little mesh areas. But you can see, like, I'm really just running the craft knife. Super easy. It cuts them right along that edge. And then if you want them to stick down a little bit more, add you a little more adhesive or whatever. Mine was still a little tacky, so I was able just to kind of press them down, and they just stuck right to the edge of the cup. Y'all, like, look at that. I'm just totally obsessed with these. I'm sorry. So you can see at the top there might have been some little strings. Just take your adhesive, touch it up a little bit, and it sticks, and you're good to go. And then this is where I've decided that I'm actually going to cut one of the strips in half. I didn't want a full strip the width. I just wanted half of one. So I'm just going to, you can see how easy here it is. You can cut them in pieces. You can cut them in half. You can kind of do smaller strips than that. They're very easy to work with, y'all. And then after I've added this strip, y'all, I'm going to go back in with another layer of Counterculture's medium viscosity artist resin. I use about 20 milliliters here to cover the cup, and I did not seal it. I did not have to do anything. I think I added 2 more coats after this one, just because they are a little bit thicker. And normally if you were putting a decal on, I would probably do it at this point. And it really wasn't necessary. I wasn't sure if I was going to add something else, but I did add 2 coats. So I let this coat dry for about 6 to 8 hours, and then I went in with another layer of Counterculture's medium viscosity artist resin, and then we've got our final design. So I know this isn't anything super complicated, y'all, but I just wanted to show y'all how easy it is to add these in on top of a foil. You could do them on a vinyl, on a glitter, and super basic, super easy to add these on here, and they add a lot of dimension to the cup and just that little extra touch. If you don't know what you want to add or you feel like it's missing something, y'all throw these on there. And there's several different kinds. They come in lots of colors. She's got some that actually that are like this, that have the foils, and then some of them that just have a little coloration in them that are super cool too. So make sure you check them out. And now we've got our final design. So I hope that you guys enjoy this quick. It's just an easy way that you can dress up a cup. Let me know what you guys think. Please tag me in your creations. I love to see what you guys create. Hop over and join my Dixie Darlins Tumblers Facebook group. Please subscribe and hit the bell button so that you don't miss my future tutorials. Thank y'all so much for watching, and I'll see y'all again soon.